Beginning, the arrival of the stranger. The first time I saw her, she stood at the edge of the crater that had once been my town square. Ash floated through the morning air like silver snow, and the sun was hidden behind a pale gray sky that never fully brightened anymore. The invasion had ended 6 months ago, but the silence it left behind was worse than the sound of explosions. I was part of the reconstruction unit, scavengers mostly, sent to gather what was left after the alien exodus. We were told the last of them had gone, retreating beyond the lunar gate when the treaty was signed. But when I looked across the crater and saw that woman standing there, her form wrapped in a shimmering coat of light, I knew the reports were wrong. She wasn't human. Her skin glowed faintly under the dim sun, like light trapped beneath translucent stone. Her eyes, those strange silver eyes, didn't blink as she watched me. I froze, hand instinctively gripping the pulse rifle slung across my back. She didn't move, didn't speak. Only the wind stirred the ash around her. Finally I called out, "You're not supposed to be here." Her lips curved just slightly. "Neither are you human." A voice. It wasn't like hearing sound. It was like feeling the meaning of her words directly in my mind. I shivered and took a step back. She tilted her head. "You don't remember me, do you?" I blinked, confused. "Remember you? Lady, I don't even know what species you are." The silver in her eyes shimmered brighter. "Then it begins again." And before I could ask what she meant, she vanished, just dissolved into the air like mist blown away by the wind. For a long moment I stood there, staring at where she'd been. The name Kale echoed faintly in my mind, though I had no idea why. That night I couldn't sleep. I kept hearing her voice in my head, not as sound but as thought. "You looked at me once, long ago, before the sky burned." I told myself it was stress, grief, leftover guilt from surviving a war where so many hadn't. But deep down, a part of me already knew this wasn't over. The memories that weren't mine. 3 days later I found her again, or maybe she let me find her. I was near the northern perimeter, where the alien ruins still pulsed with faint blue energy. The site was off limits, but scavengers like me didn't follow rules that well. I climbed down into a collapsed chamber half buried in dust and ice. There, in the dim glow, she was waiting. "You're persistent," she said softly. "You keep showing up," I shot back. "Makes it kind of hard to ignore." She smiled again, that same unsettling, almost human expression. "Do you know why you survived the bombardment, Kale?" The way she said my name, it wasn't a guess. It was certainty. I stiffened. "How do you know my name?" Her gaze met mine, steady and unblinking. "Because you gave it to me." I frowned. "That doesn't make sense. I've never." She stepped closer, and I felt warmth roll off her, a living pulse of energy that made the air shimmer. "You think time is a line. For my kind, it's a river. We step into it at different places. You met me, Kale, but not yet." My throat tightened. "You're saying we'll meet in the future?" Her eyes glowed brighter. "From your view, yes. From mine, we already have." I tried to laugh it off, but my heart raced. "You expect me to believe that?" "I don't expect," she murmured. "I remember." The ruins around us began to hum, responding to her presence. Light spread along the walls like veins awakening. I raised my hand. "Hey, wait, what are you doing?" Her hand touched mine before I could move away. The world shattered into light. Suddenly, I was standing in another place, an alien world with 2 suns bleeding color across a crimson sky. Towers of glass and metal curved like spires of bone, and in the distance, I saw armies marching beneath banners that shimmered like living fire. And there, among them, was her. But she wasn't alone. She wore armor now, black and gold, and at her side was another version of me. Older, battle-worn. His hand reached for hers with a familiarity that made my stomach twist. Her voice filled my head again. You saved my world once, Kale. You broke the laws of your people to protect mine. But the cost was everything. The vision faded, and I stumbled back, gasping. The chamber was quiet again, but she was still there, watching me gently. What was that? I whispered. A memory, she said. One you haven't lived yet. I stared at her. Why show me this? What do you want from me? I don't want, she said softly. I remember what comes next. Then she stepped close enough for me to feel her breath against my skin. Her voice dropped to a whisper, and the words sent a chill through me. You loved me before you even knew my name. Before I could respond, she vanished again, leaving me alone in the ruins, trembling. Middle continued, the truth unfolds. I didn't tell anyone. Who would believe me? But from that day, strange things began to happen. I'd dream of her world, the twin suns, the crystal towers, the hum of alien songs carried on wind. I'd wake up with sand on my hands, though I hadn't left the base. And then there was her voice. Always there, whispering at the edge of my mind. Sometimes clear, sometimes faint. Don't be afraid, Kale. The moment is coming. You must remember what we were. Every time I heard her, part of me wanted to listen. Another part wanted to run. I thought I was losing my mind until the night she came again. This time, not in a vision. I woke to find her standing beside my cot, light rippling faintly around her form. The air shimmered, but she looked different, softer, almost human. She smiled when I sat up, but there was sadness in her eyes. You still don't believe, do you? I swallowed hard. I don't know what to believe anymore. Then let me show you. She extended her hand. Against all reason I took it. And the world dissolved once more. This time we were in a vast chamber of light. At its center floated a crystalline structure that pulsed like a living heart. Around it were images, moments of her life, her world, her people, and me among them, standing beside her in 100 scenes that defied time. You were part of the treaty, she said. Your act of mercy saved billions. But when the war ended, your leaders erased your memory. They couldn't allow a bond between human and alien to remain. So they sent you back, alone, rewritten, empty of us. I shook my head. That's impossible. I'd remember. You do, she whispered. You just don't believe the memory is real. I stared at her, heart pounding. Then why come back now? Why me? Her expression softened. Because the river flows in both directions. You're the beginning of something I already lost. She reached up, her fingers brushing my cheek. The touch was warm, electric. You will love me again, she said. And when you do, you'll understand why I never left. Ending the secret and the choice. Days passed. The line between dream and reality blurred completely. I saw her everywhere. In reflections, in the corners of my vision, in the quiet between heartbeats. And then one evening she came to me one last time. The sky outside burned orange as the second sun set behind the hills. The reconstruction base was silent, everyone asleep. She appeared at the edge of the room like light blooming from the air. You know what comes next, she said quietly. I nodded, though I didn't understand why.